every day. This is from Deuteronomy. It says, the Lord himself goes before you, and he'll be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. And then from 2 Corinthians is this, my grace is all you need, for my power is greatest when you are weak. So keep that in mind. Let's pray. Father, we just come before you this morning, ever so grateful that we can come before you with freedom, Father, with peace, and just fully knowing and trusting that we are filled by your grace and your mercy with confidence and boldness. So, Father, we thank you for each one of these individuals that are here this morning. Father, just that they are bringing their hearts, their servanthood, that they are bringing their very best, not only for you, but also for the people they represent. So, Father, be with them this morning and throughout their meeting. Father, may their decisions, may any discussion be all just to edify you and for your purpose. Father, give them wisdom. Father, give them knowledge, and just let them have that direction as they go throughout their morning, and just protect them and guide them for everything that they represent. And Father, we thank you for each one of them and what they represent, and coming forward not only as a job, but also just with what they represent in their hearts, and that it's all everything that we do just for you. And so thank you for this time, and that we can come before you in your presence. It's in your son's mighty name that we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Thanks. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you again. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Thank
Blessed,
you.
be blessed.
Thank
Thanks. Yeah, you bet.
It is 9:02, and I call the meeting of the Bay County Board of Commissioners to order. And first up is Core Civic.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for having us. We'll just start off. I got kind of a shortened agenda that we put together. So we just to kind of get some consistency in how we're reporting out. So if there's something you guys need us to be reporting on, or you'd rather us not report on, just let us know. Our current population today is 1389. Which is just a hair above our capacity, GP capacity of 1387. So that accounts for segregation beds. Going into staffing, we started a new class day before Monday on the 23rd with 10 correctional officers, 1 licensed practical nurse, 2 clerical staff. We graduated our last class on the 9th of March with 6 correctional officers and 1 correctional counselor. When we currently have 17 correctional officer vacancies, and we'll have our next class is April 27th. I think right now we have 7 more officers committed to that class, but we'll see how that one turns out. Our current hiring efforts, we have made offer to 2 registered nurses, which is our 2 registered nursing vacancies, so we hope they both accept. We have made offer, and he did accept, to a mental health supervisor. Points of emphasis for our staffing recruitment continue to be a facility investigator, and alcohol and drug treatment staff, and I think we still have 1 instructor vacancy that we're trying to get. As you may already know, our main goal for the year is our staff. Particularly with our first year staff, we have a retention goal of no greater than 36 separations for our first year staff, and we currently sit at 11. So we're tracking just a hair over goal. Some of the community projects that we've had thus far, this past month, we did some Afghans for the hospice that were completed yesterday, actually. We got to take a tour of the ambulance barn, and the assistant warden and the chiefs were able to identify a need for them that we were able to fulfill with the donation of a large TV for their training space. So that you're aware, we have our community relations meeting today at noon at the golf course. And then if you have questions, I'll let Steven speak more to the cancer walk donations. Were done to the Lamar and La Junta Hospice, April 24th, February 24th, sorry. Major projects, we got a roof repair project coming up over one of our units, probably within the next month. As Steven went over last month, this year's our audit year, so we're preparing greatly for, our first run will be our ACA mock audit at the end of April. And then we'll go into ACA, TRIA, and all those other audits for the year. We were informed last Friday that the state has been funded for an additional, I think you said 700 beds, level 2 beds. So the state's gonna be moving 30 offenders from Bent on the 1st of April and 30 more on April 8th to backfill some of those level 2 beds. But they told us that as they move them out, they'll make concerted effort to backfill us back to full. I know there's 300 and some jail backlog now, so I don't suspect it'll be 2 weeks after that, we're back to capacity, so. But we'll see. We have another call with them tomorrow, finalize all that. And I had the SO billing down, but we've already done that. I do want to say that the facility received from the company silver, what they call a silver safety award for 2025. So we'll be making a presentation to the staff for that, up for safe practices and accident reductions. Alan's more than familiar with that. And that's company-wide, we got the silver award. One other thing that we did this month, which we hosted, it's called Mount Carmel, which is a veteran service program, visited the facility and spoke to probably 55 or so of our veteran offenders in the gym, made a presentation. They helped them with things that they can do while they're incarcerated, as far as filing paperwork, supporting their families, that kind of stuff. And they also help them plan for when they release as veterans. Unless you have questions for me, I'm gonna turn it over to Steve. We put together a packet of available programming opportunities, education opportunities and stuff that goes on in the facility. I don't know if it's something that you guys may be interested in, but we printed one and I'll tell you why. I got an email last week from one of our community directors asking about programming. And one of the things that she was told when she meets with her board is that prisons don't offer the right programming. They don't offer programming. They can't get programming, you know, all the typical things people say. And I told her that's just simply not true. Give me a couple days and we'll put this together. Well, as you can see, it's a whole packet of stuff that we offer and that we do. Now, I will tell you, I'll preface your packet review, not all of those things are going on all of the time. Because as we complete one, we have to source another group, or we source another instructor, or whatever that happens to be, but we offer all of that stuff. You wanna add anything?
No, I'll go over our current program numbers here in just a minute. Only thing I will add is on April 20th, we were invited to Los Angeles Elementary by Miss Gardner for a tour, so we'll be participating in that and participating in Santa Fe Trail Day that same week with our usual float. We'll go over some quick programming numbers for the facility. Current year to date, we're at 3 GED completions. The principal tells us we hope to maybe add another 6 to that today if they pass their final test, so those are looking pretty promising. We have 8 in social intelligence, 15 in unconscious bias, 80 in on hustle 2.0, 20 in resolution for man, 15 in find your standard, 20 in financial peace, 12 in our go further, 58 enrolled in GED and ABE, 40 in ESL English second language, 120 in finding the good life, 40 in the go further discovery. Those are done on the tablets through education. 15 in real resilience, Completion so far, we have 67 having completions, 15 unconscious bias, 50 define your standards, 67 completed financial good life. 65 IRCs, industry recognized certificates. 30 in the Father to the Sacred program, 22 computer informations, 10 emotional intelligence, and 17 customer service. So we're doing good. We want to see these GEDs increase. Hopefully we get these 6 today, put us at 9. And continue rolling with those, but overall been doing pretty good.
And you'll see all those things mentioned in that report.
Do you find that it's a lot of the same inmates that are signing up for all the different programs, or is there a pretty good group of different ones that will sign up on? Does that make sense?
Yeah, you get that. You do have some that are have that drive to get things done and they want to present to the parole board and stuff. Our staff are focusing in on those ones that we have to reel in a little bit, because it helps change the behavior in the pod as well.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get some of them in our more higher manageable pods. We try to reel those guys in to see if we could change their mindset a little bit. They're harder, you know, a lot of them come from a lot of different childhood abuse, different things.
On your section training, new officers, new recruits, how long does that take to class?
Right at 5 weeks, so we spend 4 in the classroom and 1 on OJT. So typically it's right at 5 weeks.
And when you start with a certain number, does most of them finish or do they drop out?
So that's part of our retention initiative. We actually, the assistant warden and both chiefs will actually meet with all of the cadets in the 3rd week of the training cycle and review, any issues, questions, whether they think it's for them or not. Cause people don't know what they don't know. And their reference tends to be TV and social media and that kind of thing. And then we don't want them figuring out this career is not right for them when they're 3 months in.
Yeah.
Because it's very expensive to train somebody. We put a lot of instructor time into them, buying uniforms and all that kind of thing. That's why our primary goal is to retain those staff. So, we want to make sure that we help them and guide them along the way and make sure that they're a good fit. Mhm. But to really answer your question, we've only separated 1 from the past 2 training classes this year. So that's probably what, a total of 20,
About 20, 25 max, but
so 1 out of that 20 some left out of class.
yeah, we've had a good bunch of this bunch we got in now that we're probably hearing a lot of good things about. And I've met most of them, but we haven't done we're not at the 3rd week yet.
And really, like anywhere else, it starts with recruiting and hiring. If you interview correctly and pick the right people and pick the right fit, we can't predict the future any more than anybody else can, but we try to pick the right people.
Are they mostly from out of county, out of Benton County, or are they some in county, a lot of, how's that ratio?
I can find out specifically for you, because I know there's some from around here in this class.
We're getting a lot more local around the surrounding communities and Bent than we had in the past. Cause there was a time period we were having to go outside because we just weren't getting the pull from inside, but we're getting a lot more applicants inside the.
And we've always pulled from Lahana, Swink, Rocky Ford,
Yeah.
McClave, Hasty, some from Lamar. Lamar's a little bit of a drive, but
We got a couple Grenada,
Do they have trouble finding housing?
not as much as they were, just a little bit more open. You see some rentals out now more than you had in the past. When we installed these units over here, that's one of the reasons, remember when housing was really scarce. And really, we don't have a lot in our units right now. There was a time we had 18, 20 in there. But we're lucky to have half of that filled now. So most of them are finding housing available. If it's not in Bent County, it's Lahana or Lamar.
I know where you can find a house.
You got them available?
We have one.
No, if you do, we have a posting in our administration that we advertise.
It's close to the facility.
Yeah, is that this little gray one over here?
No,
No?
it's on, I wonder what street that is.
It's more, Fifth and more.
Okay, if you wanna send
It's-
something, if you have it,
It's one of those new construction deals from 2 years ago, whatever.
oh, the one that's been for sale?
Yeah.
And rent it?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I've seen it for sale, yeah.
I think they will not consider renting it now.
Okay.
It was just for sale, but
We have like 3 or 4 of our staff in the rental portions of those ones, so they like them, I know that.
Yeah.
So,
well, there's still one available.
yeah, if you guys send that, we'll post it up and somebody might jump on it.
Good.
Are there any other questions for us?
So, thank you.
All right, very good. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Doing all right?
Right.
How are you?
Reagan, why don't you share the good news with these, everybody in here?
McClave Water applied for a three corners connectors grant and were approved. And I was sitting next to an Otero County guy yesterday and he was like, "You were for the full amount you asked for?" Yeah. So apparently that's pretty cool. So very cool. We got that. The CSAD board mentioned yesterday, oh, that's to put in a water line on County Road 28. Right now, the line that feeds that area runs diagonal through someone's personal property, cattle field. And we can't monitor whether there's leaks or if it even works or not, because that's his property. So we're going to cap that off and run it from LL, it's at LL and 28 right now, and run it to the highway. Because we have some local people that are going to be building houses right there. So that will service their houses too. Anyway, that was cool. And the CSAD board mentioned yesterday that there might be unused mini grant money. They were gonna email out to the CCOG people on Friday and let them know if there is no money available from those mini grants from 2024, right?
Yeah, if there's money left over, yeah.
So,
No, there's still some that we have to follow up on that we thought were approved, but I don't think we've seen the reimbursements come through, so we'll have to check on those as well.
if it's from them, Stephanie has delegated that out to some other people now, and allegedly on Friday, there's gonna be a new email that doesn't go to her,
So it doesn't get lost in the
Yes.
madness that she
Yeah.
deals with.
so that'll be Friday. But yeah, McClave Water got a mini grant last year, and we just got it Monday, like the money from it Monday.
Yeah.
After asking like 5 times,
Yeah,
so.
it's been a little bit of a mess.
Okay, so. All right. Moving on. Minutes.
Mr. Chair, I did not see any changes to the minutes for March 12th, so I would move that we approve the minutes.
So,
Then moved and seconded to approve the minutes for the March 12th meeting. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Bills and payroll. Nice short bills. Looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Got through them and. Any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I move with approved bills and payroll.
I'll second.
Then moved and seconded to approve the bills and payroll or. March 2026 run 3 on the bills and payroll for the
March 20th.
3/20 of 26. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, next. Consider awarding a contract for underground boring to be done at the new East End Road and Bridge shop. Any discussion?
So the clarification, that we had in the last meeting was the bid that one had the taxes on it. And it's got them resubmitted just without the taxes, the formality there. And then the difference was instead of underground boring the entire distance coming up essentially as quickly as possible, underground boring is like $75 a foot, whereas like trenching is $14 a foot. So it just simply was cheaper to trench it. That was the discrepancy in the distances.
Okay.
I did not get I got it late enough and didn't get the window. I didn't get the bid without the taxes. I didn't get it. I do have it, but I didn't get the board.
And
So are we changing from boring to trenching?
That's still.
It's still a bore.
yeah, right, yeah,
Yeah, he was just, one of them was
for,
quoting 250 feet of boring, and the other one was quoting 150 feet of boring. And the difference was that there's only a certain, that 150
Yeah.
feet is what has to be bored, everything else can just be trenched.
And the only reason they even have to go that far back is just to get the angle to go low. Because how deep we have to go underneath everything.
Right.
That's the only reason it's that way.
okay.
That makes sense.
So do we have numbers for,
It was in our last packet.
so,
One. Did anybody else been having issues with their internet today?
It's been very slow.
Okay, it's not just me then, makes me feel better.
Yeah.
I've been struggling with all one.
Always looking that up. Do we have a time frame of when you would have that work done? Will they have to detour? Are they gonna cut the actual highway or are they just?
No, that's-
Or
That's
is
the
it
purpose of
going- Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if they closed.
there may be flaggers or something there for a while, but
And the board itself won't take very long.
So, there you go. What do you want it? Is that what you're looking for?
So I've got both numbers now, so the most recent from the SBT electrical was 11,700. That's the one that had taxes on it, and then we're gonna look at, then from the High Peak Underground.
Was 12.
Was 12,500. And I know High Peak Underground is based out of Eaton and SBT is based out of the Swing Rocky Ford area.
and they're also the ones that are the cheapest.
It's their
And their time frame on being able to complete the work, I think was quicker as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, and especially with the delays since this original bid came in too, for that, their time frame is gonna be faster.
So, Mr. Chair, I would move that we award the boring contract to SBT Electrical in the amount of the $11,700 for the boring.
Second.
Okay. Been moved and seconded to award the bid to
SBT.
SEC.
BT.
SBT, okay. SBT. Out of Rocky Ford area for the amount of $11,700. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Alrighty. Next is consider ratifying the commissioner's signatures on the PII policy for emergency management. And any discussion?
I move we approve the PI. Policy for the emergency management.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to approve
Ratify.
or to ratify the commissioner's signatures on the PII policy for emergency management. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Consider approval of a building permit 0226-BP-01 for Abby Stevenson for a property located at 18,900 County Road E, Los Angeles, Colorado, and authorize Alan Phelps chair to sign. Any discussion?
It's a different one. I don't have the original on this one.
Thank you. I'm not the original.
Oh,
It's not even on the
okay. All right. So. We have a motion.
Mr. Chair, I would move that we approve the building permit number 0226 BP01 for Abby Stevenson for property located at 18900 County Road E, Los Angeles, Colorado, and authorize you as our chair to sign.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the building permit 0226-BP-01 for Abby Stevenson for property located at 18900 County Road E, Los Angeles, Colorado, and authorize myself as chair to sign. Any further discussion?
I had one question. Does that include the septic tank permit too?
No.
That's a separate, the septic stuff, it's a.
And they do show that when you look through all of the documents, that it has the disclaimers, that it states that for any septic work or anything like that, that they would have to have a separate permit for that. And they did sign acknowledging they understood that.
Yeah.
Commissioners, septic goes through the state. There has to be an application and engineered septic. And so that's why it's a separate item from your building permit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Yeah.
You know, the question of this, oh, here it comes,
Here, speak of the.
right on the dot.
Good morning.
Fire department today.
Yes. Never seen them. This is the first thing. This is where I sit. It's weird. Well, yeah, that's because you used to make me sit there. So I like this seat. That's why the one doesn't have arms on it. I'm used to it. Jennifer can't yell at me from this distance. Feels nicer.
I can't yell at you.
Yeah.
I can still yell at you.
Feels nicer way over here.
Sides or decreases a little by the time it gets there. So
Mhm. So you think.
a little more. Okay, so.
So we have 86 inmates currently. 15 bent.
14 Huerfano. 1 Lincoln.
Jacob, quick question. My husband was asking me, and I don't know, is there like a holding tank? That's not the right word. For the city, so like if the new police department picks up somebody, do they go to you guys or?
This is not public comment. Mark, I think we need to wait and
Okay.
get to public comment before we have questions from the audience.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so we have the Huerfano contract signed. So there are 20, we're billing for 20 beds to Huerfano. They're holding 14 so far. They went from 11 to 14. 14's been the highest. I anticipate it's kind of sticking around that number. I don't anticipate them going over. We do have 1 inmate that is not in general population, from Huerfano. We broke our, inside of one of the pods, there's a piece of light sand, it's a piece of glass. They did chip it. It's no danger at this point yet, but much more beating it to death. It could break that window. With the chip in it, we're gonna replace it with steel shortly. We have, Eric Daniels is coming down to do a quote. It is in our padded room, so we'll have to pad it, but we're just planning on putting a standard pad on it. Other than that, I think everything over there's doing well.
So do you have the option to send this person back?
We do, he's just not a huge problem. We've handled worse and that cell is open. He was not, however, a different working inmate did chip the window, but Huerfano said that they're gonna help pay for it, so. With Huerfano working with us like that, we're good to hold.
How many DOC?
So
So
So there's 30,
with the
56?
20, and
56 DOC.
yes. And you're gonna see the bill's gonna be higher than that, because there's still 6 beds from Huerfano that are being paid for.
Right.
but they are, those beds are filled. Okay, that's it. Want to be sure?
Yeah.
We do potentially have something I'm gonna bring to you shortly with a car. I'm waiting on Tri County to kind of let me know what one of those hybrids.
Yeah.
Possibly blew a transmission, deputy turned around on a guy to get him for speeding, guy was doing 90. Turned around, then gave it gas. Transmission just went to knocking. He said it sheared, what it was his words. We did get it to Wick. Or that one never came to you. That one died.
We took it to Ford right away to take a look at it.
Yes, we took it directly to Ford because it's a hybrid. He didn't want to play with it, which is understandable. I moved some cars around. I don't know that due to its hybrid problems. I don't know that we fix it.
This is the one that we've had
This,
well after.
No.
No,
The other
this was
one?
the one that was working correctly up until this point.
Yes, so we have 2 of the hybrids.
I was hoping it was the same one, that it was just the continual.
The other one with a tranny issue, is one of our normal cars. It's unit 200. It's one we purchased brand new into the 2020. That car is the same thing. I get confused between the 2. One was the active shooter call when we got called for the skunks at the McClay school. Pulled up to a fueling station, was going to the call near Sinclair's, and something happened with the car. It died. We pulled into Sinclair's. That one is also at Ford, but it may be a transmission as well. That one, we have had electrical issues with, but really no other problems. So that one I don't have a direct replacement for. One I didn't plan to replace, it was still running really well. The hybrids just have not been they've been a problem.
Are they high mileage?
So unit 200 is not, you worked on all the 70s?
Yeah, 70,000.
Yeah, so it's one of our lowest miles.
That car I haven't had, I did an initial check on it. But I need to circle back on that car and check it one more time, the non-hybrid car. The hybrid car with Ford and Lamar, they're the ones messing with it, and I didn't go too deep into it, because I'm gonna run into software issues on that car. Because I'm not gonna have access to the hybrid level softwares, and that's because that's emissions related stuff. Nobody but dealerships really can get into that stuff. So anytime it's emissions related, they're very sensitive about who they let mess with them. The rest of it I can get into, but anything emissions, and that's all hybrid is emissions based, so.
Yeah.
So,
That's why that one for it.
and on the hybrid, the cats were bad. Several things were bad on the car. And while they were diagnosing it, they had to fix several things, so I do not know what they fixed.
So in order to diagnose the car for the transmission side, they had to put catalytic converters on
They did, yeah.
it. And that's,
I've been having, oh, wait,
Did they possibly quote that out to you
No.
before doing it?
no. They're attempting to diagnose was
when
the,
it's on the
But they
document.
still should have gotten authorization saying, in order for us to diagnose this, we have to do this, and this is how much it's gonna cost.
When it's on the diagnostic side, they work well with us in terms of the cost, to where we're just not, they're not just gonna be like, oh, by the way, you're out a bunch of money.
Yeah.
They're gonna work.
Catalytic converters are not cheap.
and I know they were hoping that would fix the car, but I don't know how much money we put into it. He's supposed to be sending me a bill shortly. So I can look and see what we put into it to see if, because we still do not know, to my knowledge, and I believe you talked to Trey County last, but I don't know to my knowledge that they've confirmed it's the transmission.
It's the transmission.
But have they confirmed?
They know it's the transmission, but in order to give you the concrete confirmation, it's gonna cost the county about $1,000 when it's they can hear the duck, they can see the duck feet, they can see the feathers, but they can't see the physical duck. It's the transmission. You're at that point of everything. It's the circumstantial is leading to it is the transmission.
I think it's probably important for us to communicate to them that we don't wanna put $1,000 into diagnosing something when we're already like 95% sure on what it is.
I did.
Okay.
I've been in contact with Tristan. He knows where we're at on.
Perfect.
So it's gonna be the issue with that car, as I don't know how much we put into it. I don't know the cost of a transmission. I did check with the
TC Auto.
TC Auto. They said they may be able to put a transmission in them cheaper than what was quoted through Ford. As one of their specialties is transmissions. I just don't know. On that car, I don't know if we should.
Well, let's just get the quotes on it, and then
I don't know if
we
that
all
will.
definitely need to talk through that and see what makes sense.
Absolutely.
And this is the one with 70,000 or so miles.
No, so that it probably has 100. I haven't been in that hybrid in a long time. The one with 70,000 miles, I'm also quoting out, but its only problem right now is the transmission. And I don't know if it's gonna be a complete rebuild or if there's a couple parts or we don't know on that part.
That's the car, the 70,000 mile car. I haven't had a chance to get into deep on yet. The other car, the one that's at Ford and Lamar is it is higher mileage than that hybrid car. Yes.
Other than that, still working through the Ford finance thing. Our cars are supposed to ship soon. I'm hoping they do because we're having issues with several others. Wick was able to get most of them back on the street. We have one more down with heads.
Yeah, I had gasket car.
2017. My plan is we were planning on fixing that one before anyway. I plan to fix that one and then replace the hybrid with it, the one that's broken. Other than that, everything else seems to be doing fine.
So can we talk a little bit about what happened with the Los Angeles PD this last week, and then just to be able to let the community know kind of how this works with them having their own PD, just like Reagan was asking about the holding. And can we just give some basic information so the community understands how this works?
Yeah, cause a lot of people don't understand that the sheriff's office and the police department are separate
Yeah, so if you can kind of give some insight into how this works. And where it's their jurisdiction and you don't step in until they call or just, and then how it works for housing inmates, but they're still big county inmates.
So jurisdictionally, they have the city limits. We try, we can help them. And we do still help on ambulance calls for the ambulance's request. We help on fire calls for the fire's request. And most of our guys are on the fire department. So we assist in those two avenues, but other than that, if it's in town, we're trying to,
County buildings.
do that. We also do all county buildings. Which are a lot of, but we do all of your county buildings. And then we're in the county. As for housing inmates, we're the only ones that house inmates. So if they arrest somebody, they bring them to us. There is an intake process, but it's standard for every county.
So if they are an inmate in our jail that is somebody that's a PD arrested, so when they have court dates and stuff like that, would they come and do their own transports or our sheriff's office takes over transport?
Sheriff's office doesn't.
Okay,
Once they're arrested and put into custody, they become our inmate.
okay, so yeah, once we've done the intake and they're with us,
And that's the same.
Medical also, right?
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
And it's the same for even state patrol. If state patrol makes arrests anywhere in our county, it's our inmate. That's standard throughout the state, so we don't charge for that. We don't charge the house based off of that. We do have a contract with Lahana. They haven't used it to my knowledge in several years, so probably since Wick was there, but, we do hold their municipal inmates. So their judge can sentence somebody to jail, their municipal judge, and they can come here, but we do not have that contract with Los Angeles. And once Lahana's contract runs out, we're probably not renewing. Municipal holds are not a comfy place to be.
Well, and now that Otero has the new jail, then it makes sense that Lahana would.
Yes.
Put them in there.
Yes. And Otero will not take the contract either. Most of the time, municipal judges do not have the power anymore to really put someone in jail comfortably for a sheriff's office.
They keep messing with municipal stuff and statute, so it makes it weird on the sheriff's office end.
Yes.
Megan, did you feel like that covered your
Yeah.
clarification for
I just,
housing?
he asked me and I didn't know the question if there was some little thing somewhere where they held people that were being held for a short time. I didn't.
So by law, any law enforcement agency can hold somebody for 6 hours before they have to be booked. So technically, I don't know if they have a room or not, but technically they can hold someone for 6 hours.
Okay.
18 months.
Don't have anything else.
Oh, the SRO is still ours.
Okay,
So the way the SRO, his contract is, so in the Los Angeles School District SRO, he actually works for the school district, as most of you know. We do not, we pay him for training and things like that. But he is actually on our part-time roster. So that one's been a little strange, but it's working. So other than that, I think everything is covered in jurisdiction.
okay.
Other
Good,
questions?
I don't really have anything else.
Mhm. Okay, did you guys get a signed copy of the work note contract?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have we printed it out yet and put it in our files that we're keeping all contracts in yet?
Right, so
We'll make sure, but yes, we have the signed contract.
I will double check that to do this. They did send us the sign, but
Okay, and you guys signed the signed copy? Or they signed your signed copy?
they signed the signed copy, then they signed their signed copy because we're last.
Yes.
Last.
Yeah, well, then we're billing from March 1st and they started housing in the end of March, no, so in the middle, that was what the rooms. Okay, thank you. Good.
Thank you.
Good day.
You too.
Okay. Item number 3. Consider approval of and authorization for commissioner signatures on the certification of funds for social services expenditures totaling $353,855.08 for March. Any discussion? I have a motion.
I move we approve and authorize, commissioner signatures for the certification fund. Social services expenditures totaling $353,855.08 for March.
Wait, do you have that page for us to sign, or is that,
Mm.
where's that with Linda?
In front of Alan.
Oh, you have, you have the good one, okay.
Yeah.
I will second. Just make sure we have the right one to sign.
All right. Then Bill moved and seconded to approve and authorize commissioner signatures on certification of funds for social services expenditures totaling $353,855.08 for March. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
You send a permit over
Need a copy?
no. This one's Wix. That's the one that we did.
That's the one, you need to sign that one,
Yeah.
that's the one from earlier, that's the building permit.
Okay.
And I,
It's on our quality signature.
and Linda, I have the original, I right there.
We start next to
Lots of paper.
There we go.
Yeah.
No, that's right.
And everybody gets to sign.
Who is this?
Me.
There you go.
No, I'll take that with us. This will be that too. And he has the one we need to sign for the republic.
A few dropped off.
Next, consider approval of a purchase order in the amount of $7,015.56 to Four Rivers Equipment for road and bridge grader blades, nuts and bolts, and authorize Alan Smith chair to sign. Any discussion? Stephen?
And mine, they go through and quote it out through a couple different places, and Four was the cheapest. Got 3 different quotes on it, they were the cheapest.
Are there any aftermarket places you can buy that stuff from?
There are, but not necessarily, that one of the places was aftermarket, they were cheaper.
All right.
Four Rivers and Cat typically do a really good job of working with us to try and keep things
Yeah.
cheaper. They do fight it pretty hard, which, I mean, it's business on their end, because then we're more inclined to buy the big things through them, so. They do fight it pretty hard to try, but that was one of the places, where the third party vendors want to try it through. And then this expense, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of variables, but money won't buy these again for at least a year or two.
So I was gonna say, how long will these blades last us?
You're looking probably a year or two, because I think Kevin will probably buy a set next year, and I'm guessing every year when they have their big money is when they end up
Yeah.
buying them, so it's not a super frequent thing.
Well, it's something they have to have.
Yep. So, okay. Any other discussion?
No, we have not yet.
No. Yeah. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I would move that we approve the purchase order in the amount of $7,015.56 to Four Rivers Equipment for road and bridge grader blades, nuts and bolts, and authorize use our chair to sign.
Second.
Okay, been moved and seconded to approve the purchase order in the amount of $7,015.56 to Four Rivers Equipment for road and bridge grader blades, nuts and bolts, and authorize myself chair to sign. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, next. Consider approval of a right-of-way permit 1225-ROW-03 for Stantec Consulting for a geotechnical investigation, including boreholes, test pit excavation, and cone penetration testing, and authorize Alan Stump chair to sign. Any discussion?
Well, I would move, we approve the right of way permit number 1225-ROW-03 for Stantec Consulting for a geological investigation, including boreholes, test pit excavation, and core penetration testing, and authorize Alan Stump chair to sign.
I will second.
Okay, been moved and seconded to approve the right-of-way permit 1225-ROW-03 for Stantec Consulting for a geotechnical investigation, including boreholes, test pit excavation, and cone penetration testing, and authorize myself chair to sign. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Any further business? Any comments from the public?
I wanted to ask a question of Rose and Wick, if that's okay. Rose, I don't know if you're available or driving. Zoning hasn't met since October. We haven't had any action items. I know in maybe the end of January, you told me maybe we had some stuff coming. Lisa approached me and sent me some documents, within the last couple of weeks, because she's helping out, and we didn't meet last week because we haven't officially, so I didn't know if there was a time frame. I had a board member who's just really excited about doing stuff that asked me yesterday if we could get an update, because they'd like to do some stuff.
So Lisa, I've got to review the application she sent you, but I think there is an application that has to go before Planning Commission that is in your court. So let me confirm that. And then I'm going to try to set up a work session with the commissioners to talk through some of their questions on 1041 regulations and finish that up. I'm looking at potentially coming in on the 9th. So I will get that scheduled with Wick, and then as soon as the commissioners give me some direction, I'll rewrite some of the 1041s and then send them your way, and then Regan will have a workshop on the 1041s. So that is probably coming maybe in April. When is your next meeting in April?
You meet the third week.
The third week. So that timing could work out really well. I'll take a look that we can meet in April. Worst case, we can meet at your May meeting, but we'll need probably probably 2 hours to go through them all. So, but yeah, that'll be our big next step. But I'll take a look at what Lisa sent you and then we can go from there. But I do think that had to go through Planning Commission.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And my other question was, I absolutely spaced off your last meeting. I was babysitting that day and just did not come or watch or anything. And I noticed that meeting minutes haven't been posted since January 22nd and videos haven't been posted since February 12th.
Yes,
Do we have
because
to-
Wick is new and doesn't know how to post them, and we haven't been.
The current county administrator hasn't got that part figured out yet.
I was also gonna ask, I emailed you a couple weeks ago and I hadn't heard anything, but I don't have access to his email either, or if I should be emailing specifically.
It should be going through the BIM admin email, but I mean, to be blunt, I'm siphoning through everything still and I might have missed them, sorry.
Okay, that's okay. We're just following up from something from zoning from like last April, so that we were kind of still working on.
Oh, that was the surveying thing.
Yes,
I replied in my head.
okay.
Didn't do you any good, but I didn't see it. I replied in my head.
There.
Yeah. No, if I didn't see it. I know what you're talking about. Yes.
It really has nothing to do with us anymore, it's on the city now, but you know. Anyway, thank you. Oh, pancake supper tonight in McClave, it's free. We are senior versus faculty and faculty blatantly, you know, fouls them and things, it's really a good time, so it's tonight at 5:30.
It'll probably be a blowout.
Yeah.
You guys probably got that email on that letter of support for the elevator of the VA building. Do we wanna act on that? It's due tomorrow at 10 AM.
They actually need information today in order to be able to submit tomorrow, so I was thinking we probably need to do a quick work session and kind of just talk through all of that, because it's not a. I don't know the best way to handle that. It was a very short thing that we got yesterday and they want, yeah,
Well, she sent it out this morning.
yeah, I hadn't seen the this morning one yet.
Not much different.
Hey, Rose, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So on letters of support like this, that they give us a very, very short turnaround and we haven't had a chance as a board to discuss, is it okay if we discuss at a work session and have WIC do a straw poll to see where we are on it? And then we ratify those at our other meetings? Is that how we would normally handle those?
Yes. My preference is always that Linda take the poll, but Wick could also take the poll. But as clerk to the board, she is the one who records all votes. So that would be my preference, is that you all, if it's individually or however you all do it, get that information to Linda. And then, yes, we would sign off, you would sign off on it and then ratify it in the next meeting. Just you're not making any decisions in that work session. So just make sure you're just having a discussion, but the decision is actually given to Linda.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, anything else? And I guess we're gonna let Linda know that we did have Wick do a straw poll on letter of support for the court security grant.
No, I haven't done poll yet.
You haven't done the poll.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, then in that case,
Oh, good.
That
It was getting bumped to Linda?
yes, out.
anyway,
But I have one.
And that's, what is that a letter for?
The letter of support for the court security grant, just.
I was gonna say, I hadn't seen that one come
It is.
across. I knew we had talked about the fact that they were asking for one, but.
okay.
Half letter.
Okay, we'll just email it to me, then I'll email you best.
All right, so. And executive session? Or a need for anything?
Commissioners, do you have a need? I don't have anything for you unless you all have a need.
I'm just checking at the bottom of the list here.
No, that's perfect. You never know.
I don't want to skip one. So. And that's kind of the way they do it at our board or nursing home board is it's posted on the agenda every time and when they get to that point, they ask if there is a need and if not, we move on. So,
That's perfect.
all right, so. Any other business to be brought before the board? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Vote we adjourn.
A second.
Been moved and seconded to adjourn the meeting. All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.